The comprehensive grassroots confrontation strategy with integrated tactical approaches emerges as a revolutionary framework designed to dismantle Nebraska's entrenched incumbent dominance across various electoral positions. Recognizing the limitations of conventional campaigning against well-resourced opponents, this strategy pivots to a confrontational model, harnessing grassroots energy to challenge incumbents directly at their public engagements. It integrates alternative tactics, robust voter mobilization, party-switching mechanisms, and a fluid populist voting approach, executed with strategic precision to overcome established advantages. Grounded in Nebraska's 2-to-1 Republican to Democrat voter ratio and a significant pool of conservative-leaning independents, this strategy aims to disrupt the status quo, confront biased media, and establish a populist stronghold. This exposition outlines a multifaceted strategy, blending confrontation with voter manipulation and targeted engagement, applicable to diverse elections, local, state, and federal, offering a transformative path for current and future cycles. It serves as a flexible blueprint, adaptable to evolving political landscapes, and capable of achieving a range of goals beyond incumbent removal. Core strategy: grassroots confrontation as the central pillar. At the core of this comprehensive grassroots confrontation strategy lies the aggressive engagement of incumbents at every public event, from bustling campaign stops to community gatherings, abandoning the inefficient practice of exhaustive county-by-county and city-by-city tours. Challengers deliver meticulously prepared speeches using megaphones or podiums, sharply critiquing incumbent policies favoring elite interests and perceived external influences, while upholding professional decorum to avoid alienating voters and effectively disrupt the incumbent's narrative. This initiative sparks widespread social media engagement, a vital tool in modern political battles. The strategy unfolds in a multi-phase escalation, initiating with targeted appearances at several strategic locations such as urban centers, and expanding to all in-state events throughout the election cycle, with supporter attendance growing from a modest beginning to a substantial crowd by the cycle's end, reflecting escalating momentum. Voter registration drives, seamlessly integrated into these confrontations, focus on disaffected conservatives and independents, offering comprehensive voting education with a goal to register a significant number of new voters to strengthen the populist base. This shift from traditional retail politics to a focused, high-visibility disruption targets incumbent events to expose their establishment ties. Success relies on a compact team, campaign manager, social media director, and outreach coordinator to monitor schedules, mobilize support, and maintain a professional tone, fostering a unified challenge against entrenched power. Integrated tactical approaches, guerrilla and street tactics. Enhancing the confrontation framework, this strategy incorporates proven alternative strategies such as guerrilla and street tactics, drawing from historical political maneuvers known for shifting public sentiment. Challengers orchestrate flash mob-style disruptions with coordinated chants, vibrant signage, and synchronized actions to overwhelm incumbent events, ensuring visibility without violence. Street tactics include strategic sidewalk rallies adjacent to campaign stops, delivering populist messages on key issues, all recorded for dissemination on social media platforms to bypass biased media coverage. Supporters and staff confront incumbents professionally, amplifying the challenge, while encouraging broad public participation to increase pressure. This approach, refined in high-impact counties with significant voter density, reduces the travel burden of broad campaigns, channeling resources into strategic urban and rural hubs. The strategy also boldly confronts state media accused of perpetuating distortions and aligning with incumbents, using crafted press releases to counter their narrative and reclaim public discourse. This dual confrontation generates organic media attention, leveraging digital platforms to reach disenfranchised voters who abstain due to the incumbent's stranglehold, enhancing the strategy's reach and impact. Voter mobilization and party-switching integration. Voter mobilization forms the backbone of this strategy, with registration drives at confrontation sites aiming to register a substantial number of new voters, supported by the strategic realignment of a significant portion of voters from the opposing party to secure a majority in the primary, reversing the incumbent's lead. These voters are incentivized with the promise of a non-incumbent opponent in the general election, enhancing competitiveness, while a remaining portion retains capacity to nominate their own candidate. Simultaneously, a quasi-covert fluid populist voting tactic deploys a considerable number of conservative-leaning voters to infiltrate opposing party primaries, securing a majority control in counties with varying voter bases. This manipulates votes, either splitting them for a weaker candidate or installing a populist-aligned nominee, creating a two-populist general election matchup. Feasibility reaches a balanced success rate, supported by Nebraska's voter ratio and typical turnout, though coordination challenges and incumbent resistance persist. This integration boosts primary turnout to a higher percentage, with social media driving recruitment and controlled media reinforcing the populist narrative, adaptable across election types. Targeted engagement and long-term vision. This strategy employs targeted engagement, communicating directly with state party chairs, county leaders in high-impact regions, and organizational heads, providing detailed platform specifics for dissemination through their networks. Avoiding broad, resource-draining tours, it utilizes controlled speeches and self-produced content on social media, rejecting biased media except for press releases to aligned outlets or media personalities. Community organizations, public entities, and private groups in key areas receive direct outreach, ensuring efficient message spread without unscripted sessions that could undermine the narrative. This targeted approach optimizes resource use, focusing on influential gatekeepers to amplify reach. The long-term vision extends beyond the current cycle, orchestrating a fluid populist state where excess voters strategically shift to opposing tickets, manipulating votes to install populists or split opposition. In smaller counties, a modest number of switchers tip the balance. In larger ones, a significant number target urban impact. This quasi-covert operation, though not publicly acknowledged, permeates through populist networks, aiming for a modest success rate in establishing dominance that reshapes Nebraska's political fabric. The strategy's balanced overall feasibility reflects its ambitious scope, leveraging the state's voter base to challenge incumbents, adaptable to various positions and cycles, ensuring a populist future where true values prevail. Conclusion: reforming Nebraska's political future. The comprehensive grassroots confrontation strategy with integrated tactical approaches stands as a potent instrument to overthrow Nebraska's incumbent dominance across all electoral levels, local, state, and federal, offering a transformative framework for current and future cycles. This strategy disrupts incumbent narratives through public event challenges, achieving a high success probability by mobilizing anti-establishment voters, though it risks alienating moderates. Party switching to bolster non-incumbents, with a strong success rate, leverages a significant voter realignment to tip primaries, ensuring general elections free of establishment figures. The fluid populist voting state strategy, with a challenging yet plausible feasibility, dominates opposing primaries with a considerable number of switchers, fostering a populist polity. The integrated approach, with a balanced probability, combines these tactics with targeted engagement, producing two populist matchups. Success hinges on Nebraska's voter ratio, low typical turnout, and populist undercurrents, boosting participation to a higher percentage. Challenges include coordination of a substantial number of switchers, incumbent resistance, and media bias, mitigated by strategic focus on key counties and controlled social media platforms, rejecting biased outlets. Best-case scenarios include a high success rate with full voter mobilization, a large number of switchers, and viral confrontation moments, overwhelming incumbents across urban and rural areas. Moderate success relies on a moderate number of registrations and switchers, securing key races. A lower scenario anticipates a smaller number of registrations and switchers, impacting local contests. Long-term, the fluid strategy could establish permanent populist control, adaptable to evolving goals like policy reform or candidate diversity, with success varying based on coordination and turnout. This flexible framework, built on Nebraska's voter base, promises to liberate the state from incumbent corruption, establishing a political culture where populist governance prevails. It evolves across cycles, incorporating new tactics, ensuring a sustained challenge to elitism and a legacy of voter empowerment.